Well, after a lengthy dip in the electrolysis tank, the old Villiers tank, fuel tank, has cleaned up reasonably well, but unfortunately the amount of rust inside there has led me to condemn it anyway. I'm fixing it up at the moment. I've botched it up with a bit of lead solder and paint, but she's pretty far gone. So I'm sourcing another replacement which is in very good condition. Don't know about dents or whatnot, but apparently there's no rust and probably a good majority of the factory paint still on it. Whereas this one here is full of dents and rust, so I'm going to use it for the time being. But as soon as the new one comes in, I'll take it off and just use this one for experimental or display use only. The rust's all the way through this bottom section and it's very deep. There's even some tiny little marks I notice now that I'm painting it where it might actually perforate in the near future. So it doesn't have a very long lifespan, but it'll clean up just nice. Likewise, I'm making some wooden skids for the engine to sit on. I'm going to take the carbie apart because that blew out last time I ran it. It's been all sucked in, done the vacuum. So I've definitely got to find gasket kits for it, although it runs fine. And replace or repair this bottom bell housing thing, because that's been dropped on, banged up. I might stuff a bit of foam over that cover for the time being, but I'll also need an air cleaner and the two retaining clips that hold it in place. So they're on the shopping list at the moment. Other than that, it's quite a nice little engine. Got great compression. The paint job came out nice. There's one little repair where they've bronze welded the cowling together and bronzed a nut and plate around the inside. And unfortunately I couldn't actually hammer that flat, it's just so solid. But that'll be hidden by the fuel tank clamp and its washer. I've got some new washers and clean the bolts up here. So I'll bolt that in. I've already bolted it in and worked out where the clamps go, so I'll just paint over that briefly, put a new fuel tap on it, and that'll be it for the time being. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Well, I've got the old tank fitted up for the time being. It cleaned up pretty good, but it's nowhere near satisfactory internally. The rust pitting is far too severe in there. Should only start leaking soon enough. But for a couple of short runs it'll work. I've got the carbie off because I've got to do this gasket in here. I've taken the whole thing apart and polished it up a bit. It's all made out of die-cast zinc, so it polished up quite well. I thought it was aluminium, but it's too heavy and soft for aluminium. I've got to put a gasket in there. The needle and float are all fine. And I'm just working on this little stop switch here. I've modified an old microwave door switch. Just ground a bit off the plastic sides and fitted it in there. And that can be screwed in, and as it is. Too easy.